Hello everyone. For this run, we're going to pick it up after the heist in my explosions only run, where in that run I decided to switch over to using the projectile launch system at this point and continuing on very hard. For this run, I'm going to drop the difficulty down to somewhere where it feels good and complete the run. And so if you're curious how that run went and all of that, so watch the other video. So now the run begins in earnest, and we meet up with Takamura, and we both decide that we need to find Evelyn because she hired us to do the heist to get the chip, which is now eating our brain, and that we should probably find Hellman, who is the architect of the chip. I also, at this point and around this time, played a bit on normal, did some assault and progresses, thought, okay, that's too easy, so then I switched it up probably to very hard again, and that was too hard, so I kind of landed on just hard. I also tried Cyber Psycho, and that really went poorly, so I don't know what that means for the run in general, but it went really. While randomly doing those assault and progresses, I get the call from Takamura to meet Oda so we can try and get an in with Arasaka to talk about how we saw Saburo get killed by Yorinobu. It's a big thing. So here's the Cyber Cycle fight I was talking about earlier, and it just goes weird. Like, okay, the grenades are, they're doing a little bit of work, but then I'm on cooldown, and so I'm just running away from the Cyber Psycho, waiting for it to come back, but then it kills me because I blinked, and then it gets on top of a barrel and glitches out, and then I give up and run away. We track down Judy, who we know is friends with Evelyn. Judy isn't thrilled that we're there, potentially bringing Arasaka down on her. But she's willing to help us and points us that Evelyn is probably at Clouds. So that is our first lead, or second. Anyway, off to Clouds. On the way there, I get the first call from Mr. Hands about gigs. Hands gigs. Not the other thing. From all my screwing off and doing a bunch of assault and progresses, I do a little bit of shopping spree. I go through all my cyberware and try and upgrade it since I've got the tech perks that give me more abilities. I try and get grenade-focused abilities, either reduce cooldown, more damage, less damage taken by me. Yeah, so those, I think, are going to be really important to make sure I keep on top of my cyberware to maximize my damage and lower my cooldown, because I'm feeling really cooldown locked at the moment. And it would just be more fun to throw more grenades, for sure. We finally get back on task, meet up with Oda and Takamura. That goes bad. Oda isn't interested in what we have to say. And then I head off to Rogue. We pay Rogue some money so she'll find Hellman for us. She points us that Hellman is going to be on a transport flying over the desert and that we need to work with Pan Am to bring down the convoy. So we agree to meet and work with Pan Am. So first up for Pan Am, so she'll agree to help us, is to get her car back. And we do that by blowing up some Raffin shivs here. And I'm really feeling the pain of, I used my 3 grenades, and we're out. So we get to, play peekaboo with the monsters until our grenades come back. Yeah. But we get through it, we chip away, and eventually, by, hiding around a sneaky corner, manage to finally get Pan Am her car back. Now Pan Am wants to get some revenge, and since I like Pan Am and she likes explosions, we agree to go blow up the guy who gave her scammed her, and I don't remember his name. Anyway, he got exploded by some grenades and sniper rifles or pistols or whatever the hell Pan Am is using at the moment. Yep, good times. Pan Am's plan is to place a bunch of explosives in a microwave tower to cause an EMP pulse to knock out the Kang Tao transport that has Hellman inside of it. And then she decides to shoot a rocket at it. That's cool. And, yeah. We finally track down the crashed Kang Tao transport, and I try out the EMP grenades, and these seem to be doing okay. Robots should be weak to these, but I'm not seeing a lot of benefits over just normal explodey grenades or fire grenades. Anyway, we clear out the Kang Tao place. Scorpion has died. Mitch is fine. And then Kang Tao has taken Hellman and ran off in some trucks. So we got to chase that down. And then go to a gas station and blow them up at the gas station. At the gas station, this is a lot of throwing 3 grenades and then waiting around and being sad, waiting for our grenades to come off cooldown. And yeah, but if you take the sniper out, and then I like to go to the other end of this building, directly forward on the screen, take out the guys over there, and slowly just work my way, killing all the guys. Yes, I could go in one of these sneaky little exit hatches and go directly to Hellman, and then all the dudes here just explode, but that's boring. I'd rather explode them and get shot in the face a bunch. Anyway, yeah. We chip our way through. It's not that bad. So now we're back on the tracking down Evelyn thing quest. And I completely didn't record the part of Clouds where I snuck in, agreed to work with Woodman, and then ran out with everybody shooting at me. And then he tells us to go to Fingers, so we're at Fingers, and we get a clue on where Evelyn is being held in some weird, fucked up factory. At the factory, it goes okay. The grenades are doing okay work. When it takes more than one grenade to take out a person, it feels so bad. It feels good when you can hit more than one person, and especially if you can just take out a whole group of people with one grenade, then, you know, that's awesome. But when it leaves them with a sliver of health, and you have to wait another 6 or 10 seconds for a grenade, oof, that's a bad time. But we go through here, there's lots of explosions, it's pretty tight and narrow areas overall, which really lends itself to my grenade, you know, filling up the whole area the dudes can stand with explosions, and then that's wonderful. From Evelyn's brain dances, we figure out that the Voodoo Boys hired Evelyn to steal the relic for them, and she went behind their back, and we know that Mr. Hands is our in for meeting up with the Voodoo Boys. And so I give him a call and get that ball rolling, and then I do some more assaults in progress, because those are kind of fun with grenades, and yeah, just wait for him to call me back so I can start the Mr. Grump's Voodoo Boys quest line. Now, Takamura gives us a call about his weird parade hacking Arasaka fetish, and we agree to go help him hack a parade float that I forgot to record. It was also pretty boring because it consisted of me just running and being shot at and everything going really badly, and it was an embarrassment. Here's a cheeky little assault in progress that I did on, or tried to do, on very hard again, because for some reason after being shot at a bunch in the parade hacking thing, I was like, I'm cool, I can do this game on very hard. And you know what? No, I can't with grenades. Rocket arms, sure, easy. Grenades? No, sir. We get the call to start the quest to meet up with the Voodoo Boys and start that line of the quest from Mr. Hands, and at the same time I decided to get some money because the grenades are very expensive to buy from the shops. So I do this Mr. Hands gig. It's not a job, it's a gig to get the van back. What can you really say about, you know, tossing hundreds and hundreds of grenades at a whole bunch of people and watching them burn. I mean, it's grand old time. It's slow going, especially if the dudes are spread out like they are in this van mission. But playing it, they're very enjoyable overall, I would say. Other than waiting for your cooldown to come back, where you just hide around a pillar and look at the monsters like an idiot. But then you get your grenade back and you throw it, and hey, you miss. But overall, I guess this was fun. So I've decided I'm going with the avocados ending, and for that we need to do all of Pan Am's side quests. So Saul has been captured, and we agree to uncapture him. And here's a quick little nice way to do this quest if you don't want to deal with all the guys inside that base. With 11 technical ability, you can just go through this side tunnel, and you end up right at Saul. So it takes 11 tech here, and then I believe it is 11 tech here. And boom, we are at Saul. Then we can just do a 180, leave the way we came, and get in the truck. And since we were accidentally super stealthy, nobody chases and shoots at us. Easy. So I start the parade quest. And I did this while sick as a dog and ended up this and Oda and the Voodoo Boys quest and had to give up. But here's my first run through. I used grenades, obviously. And it's kind of hilarious that you're using a really loud explosive device to kill snipers. It aggroes God and everybody in the whole area, but then you move 5 inches and they just like, oh, whatever, everything's good. We're just gonna give up. So I get to Oda with no real problems with the snipers other than just hucking myself off the building once. And I believe he's weak to fire. I try fire grenades, I try explosive grenades. And his healing phase at the moment is roadblocking me hard. I don't seem to do enough damage to knock him out of it reliably. So I load and see if I have access to any upgrades in the grenade department. So this is my first attempt at crashing through the front door at the GIM for Mr. Grumps, and if I wasn't sick, I could have done this. Like, there was no real problems other than brain fog and being stupid. But I didn't do that and loaded. After failing Oda, I was like, I need more damage. So I checked the stores, and in fact, at level 25, apparently it unlocks the next tier of grenades. So I do some shopping and some questing and get enough money, which was, I think it's 20k a pop for the upgraded grenades, and there's 3 I'm aiming for: the green one, the poison gas one, the fire one, and the electric one. So I do this monk quest because it was right here. They're not exactly thrilled with how I handled it, but I don't care. They give me money, and I get through it. I get my grenades, and then I do more assault and progresses to get more money, to get more grenades. I mean, if they really wanted me not to explode everybody, they really should have been way more clear on that little sidebar saying, hey, don't explode everybody. I probably would have exploded everybody anyway, and whatever, but at least I would have known that they didn't want that, and I would have ignored it and exploded everyone anyway. I think at this point I've got enough money for one upgraded grenade that I had bought, and Pan Am gave me a call saying she wants to steal a tank, and you know what? I'm in. Like, say no more. You had me at Pan Am Quest, but Pan Am Quest to get a tank? Yeah. I got you. The skull enemies at this point are pretty slow going, but I've switched my E key from a Sandevistan, which it wasn't seeming like the damage increase was working for grenades. Maybe it is. It didn't seem like it though. So I went with the Warp Dancer to lower my damage. And yeah, anyway, it's throwing grenades at people, running around, and popping my Warp Dancer whenever I take too much damage or just randomly, and wait for my cooldowns to come back and throw more grenades. Time for another shopping spree. I've got the 3 grenades that I try and normally give up on done, and so I move on to try Oda again. So I start the Oda fight. Getting here, no problem. Snipers are easy. Difficulty is set on hard. Clip speed, 500%. Doing this with the long CD weapon is absolute hell. Above 80% health, 1 explosive grenade would seem to knock him out of the healing phase, but once you knock him lower than that, it doesn't. So between roughly 20% of his health and 80% of his health, I was using explosive grenades, and the best strat I found that seemed to work the best was to run around like an idiot until he starts to heal and have 2 grenades to mitigate his healing gain and knock him out of that phase. Sub 20% life, I was not able to use the explosive grenades. They weren't working as good anymore, so I tried to swap back to fire and got more aggressive with using the grenades, using them off cycle as it were, and that seemed to help. I wonder if you can feel the soul leaving my body whenever I mistime a grenade throw, miss a grenade entirely, and lose any and all progress that I've made. Yeah, it's crappy. So finally, after 27 real-life minutes of running, throwing grenades, trying different grenades on Oda, I finally get him down. 27 real minutes of running around like an idiot. Lordy lord lord. So after the parade shenanigans, I of course saved Takamura. This place is pretty fun because we're in tight corridors and there's a bunch of guys, so the grenades hit a bunch of guys. So I get to see lots of big numbers all over the screen, and that's just dandy. Pan Am gives us a call, says she's got the tank ready, so we get to have some Pan Am and tank fun times, shooting missiles at some jerks and saving the avocados from, I don't know, Rapid Shiv, Biotechnica, I don't even care. We get tank, good times, good times, good times. Next up is good old Mr. Grumps. He wants us to sneak into the GIM. I'm not a sneak guy. I'm a throw grenades at guys in the front door kind of person. We just brute force our way in through the front door. Throw grenades. He hates it. I love it. Easy. I try and take out everyone in the GIM before making it to the van and moving the quest on to the Matilda fight. I try the Matilda fight, and my damage is way too bad to kill her. No chance of that happening. Maybe if I grinded for 7 centuries and got to max level, maybe. But I'm not doing that. So I load, sneak on past her, talk to Netwatch, do a bunch of stuff in the net with the Voodoo Boys who are scamming us, and then I just explode all the Voodoo Boys because I can't stand them. I hate that they're scammers and they're abuse people, and so they get the good old-fashioned grenade justice, and I explode them. Good times. Now we have to fight Placide the Stupid. I don't know why he's down here. I didn't lure him down here. He's just here. I'm not using advanced tactics. I'm not trying to cheese him. He just self-cheeses all the time. And I either, throw grenades at him or just shoot him in the face if it's a different challenge run. It's just asinine. Like, he's just so stupid. Yeah, we chip through him. It takes 3 or 4 minutes of very slow throw grenade at him. Walk around a corner. Oh, that breaks him. And then we wait. So with the Voodoo Boys dealt with and the parade hacked, that unlocks the end of the game. And I've also advanced the Avocado Pan Am questline far enough where we could go with their ending instead of any of the others. And their plan is a head-on assault to a construction site to take over a drill to drill underneath Arasaka Tower. And we get to do the tank, do some fun time tank stuff, and then the tank breaks and then gets better and breaks and then gets better. So we also get to throw some grenades at some finely clumped up idiots who, that's a good time of just, oh, look. There's 3 or 4 or 5 of you. Oh. I mean, just look at him. Just look at him. He's clumping up. And kablamo. And then they fall down. And then they clump up some more. And you get kablamo. It's just great. So if you're ever doing a build or a run that really goes well with a bunch of dudes all group hiking together, and that makes your damage numbers go up and your brain do good things, this is one of the better endings for that. Because you just... oh, man. They just keep lumping up, coming up in the car, and then you throw a grenade at the car, and the car explodes, and then they explode, and they throw another grenade. It's just beautiful. once you deal with all the nonsense in the construction site, once you're in Arasaka Tower, it's pretty non-eventful until you get to the Smasher fight. There's a handful of dudes, and that's about it. Pretty easy. So now we're at Adam Smasher, final boss of this particular ending. Again, 500 speed, timer in the bottom left is minutes and seconds, and he's weak 30% to electricity, so I'm trying electricity grenades, and they seem to not work at all. So I start using a mix of either explosive and fire grenades, using fire grenades at the moment, and slowly just chip away, run around in circles, warp dance whenever I can, and yeah, slowly just work through his life. Eventually I switch back to explosive grenades, and that's how we finish off the run. So, yes, you can beat Cyberpunk 2077 with grenades only on somewhere between normal and hard. I did all the bosses on hard, I did some random missions on normal, and then I did some missions on very hard, but overall, yes, beatable with grenades only. I don't think it's beatable on very hard, but maybe someone else can try that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy what I'm doing, and I hope you have a great day.